This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we talk about the worst tin food ever and how do we switch off, restart our diet and our training from a holiday. Three, two, one. You're looking a little bit lean there, Daniel.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. Wow, you got a little cough.
Sorry about
that. COVID.
Really sorry. That's probably the first time it's ever happened. Yeah, COVID. Am I a bit? I've secretly been dieting.
Secretly. I remember 3 weeks ago you were like, and I've tracked this today, and
I think it was about 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. I had like a week of tracking just to recalibrate where I was at with things. And then since then I've just basically eaten the same thing as that, like every day. I just eat the same things. I know what I'm doing. I've basically been snacking less, buying no snacks, buying none of that sort of stuff and leaving it at the house. And yeah, I've got a bit leaner to be fair.
Yeah, you have. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
I've got to do that now because I ate everything I possibly could whilst I was away.
And so you should, mate. If you're on holiday, that's the point of holidays. Like, there's no reason not to.
Obviously, you know my girlfriend, and she was like, "Yeah, I can't keep up with you. Like, why do you eat so much?" I'm like, on holiday, my version of holiday, is do what you don't normally do.
Yeah,
it's against the grain. It's to do whatever. I'm doing stuff I don't normally do. That's the point of holiday. I'm done it. Like I didn't need breakfast every day, 1,000%, because we had loads of food in the evening and I was still full. But I knew I wanted breakfast because I was like, the breakfast's nice, and they're cooking it for me. That don't happen every day. So
that's it, isn't it? That's half the thing for me, right? Is I reckon it's the preparation stuff. Like, I reckon if Laura was like a fantastic cook and loved cooking, I would be a different size completely. It's more to do with the fact that I go downstairs, I have a coffee first thing. I don't eat breakfast. My natural reaction isn't to have breakfast. I just drink coffee first thing. Then I crack on with work. Once I start getting into my work and I start feeling my belly rumble, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have some breakfast now in the next sort of 10, 15 minutes. And it's usually around like 10:30, 11. And I'm like, right, I've got loads of work to get back to. So I probably should have something real quick. So it's like yogurt, apple in there in the bowl, eat easy. Same thing for lunch. So this is what I've been doing when I'm dying. And then I have a pack of ready cooked chicken, and I have and I get these potatoes from I think from M&S or something like that. Quite nice. Just shove them in the oven for 35 minutes. They cook, goes crispy, easy. That's what I have. Potatoes, fiber. It's kind of a vegetable, kind of counts. Pack of chicken. That's it for lunch. Then I have dinner, and that's it. That's all I have. Probably don't eat enough protein. Don't really care. But calories are low. And I try not to snack too much. If I do, it's like do you remember Gold bars, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Found those again. So they're like 80 calories each. Brilliant.
Nice.
So I have a Gold bar with a decaf coffee, something like that. And then that's it. But if Laura was there going like, oh, there's a full English here or there's this here, I'd be like, oh my, I'd eat it. Of course I would. Like, just put it in front of you. That's one of the biggest things it's put in front of you. My biggest thing is the prep. It's like, I fucking hate it. I can cook, and I do when I do it properly, it can be good, but who's got the time for that shit? Can't be doing with it.
I like cooking. That's the thing as well. But I'm just like, but then like work.
But not when I'm time pressured or I'm tired.
I'm like,
that's the thing.
I'm like normally pretty knackered and end of the day. So you're like, unless it's a weekend, and I quite like slow cooking and stuff like that. But yeah, it was gorgeous. Did not have a bad meal whilst I was away. Highly recommend. Where'd I go? Greenway Hotel in the Cotswolds. It was lovely. Even if you're just going for dinner, like if we didn't realize how much we didn't know, it was quite a fine dining, like 3 rosette like restaurant. And like
Michelin, you went down in your vans, did you?
And basically Chloe on the first night, I was like, thank God I didn't put shorts on. And like Chloe was just in like normal clothes, like just comfy clothes, because we just got there. We were like chilling out and like went for a little walk and then like chilled out at the spa and then went to dinner. I didn't realize it was really fancy, and we were like, we feel so underdressed. There was like ball gown kind of like shindigs going on over there, like lads in like shirts and tie. We were like, oh dear. I was like, I did have Vans on, correct. I was like, I was one step away from coming down with my flip flops, if I'm really honest. So I was like, for breakfast, I don't mind. I do that all the time. I'm like flip flops, baseball hat, like I don't know, little vests, and I'm like, let's go. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares what you look like. Breakfast, it's fine. But yeah, dinner, I guess so. But yeah, lovely. People look at me.
I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling though when you don't know the dress code. You're like, you've got it wrong. Yeah. Like, oh, fuck's sake. I hate it. Not that I'm bothered, really, but it's more like, oh, could someone just have told us? Like, I just feel like a twat. Everyone's looking.
I could have looked at how good the restaurant was, but I didn't. I was just like, it's a restaurant attached to a hotel. Like, that's fine. Like, they're normally okay. I was just like, we're only probably going to eat here like on the first night and then go out for other stuff. But we ended up actually eating there every night because it was so lovely. It was so nice. We were like every night we were there. We were only there for 3 nights, but it was just like there. Then highly recommend some yurting. Went a bit of yurt in Devon. Lovely. And then the pig in Padstow. There's a few of them, I believe. Lovely. Pig was lovely. Enjoyed that place. That was Chloe's pick. So hats off to her. I wasn't done, mate. Wasn't done. Wanted to stay there for a bit longer, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Never enough, is it?
No, it's not. It's not though, is it?
Enough.
It's
you're just like just want to stay there, especially in like at the back end of Cornwall. I've not done a lot of. It sounds really like bad. I feel like I have, but a lot of staycationing in my adult life. I tend to go like Portugal or something like that, and it was really lovely. Definitely something I will definitely do again because like the money I would like quite happily pay on flights like up for grabs. Really, it's like where do we spend that? Obviously, I rented a car, but I was just like, oh yeah, nice.
For me, I think going like say you have to leave your house like outside your 4 walls is the one thing. Like staycation, staying at home is just like nah, it's nothing. Like tried that the other week and it was just didn't help him whatsoever. But I think in the UK, I think it is underrated. But I think obviously at the moment because everyone's been going, it's just a bit like like everything's really expensive and you're like
everyone's really full.
Yeah. But I'm going to Dubai in a couple of weeks to see Mike. So that'd be nice. It'd be nice to get on a plane and go through that whole rigmarole. Go somewhere warm as well. Not that I'm huge on the sun and heat, but it's much nicer than being cold. Much nicer than being cold.
Dan coming back pink. You're going to be big red lobster.
100%, mate. 100%. It'll be nice to have. But I mean, I'm not taking the week off from clients. I'm still doing my check-ins and stuff because I only took a week off about 5-6 weeks ago.
Because your fitness, mate, your online fitness, you can do it from anywhere.
That's it. Hashtag grinding, mate, all the time, you know. But, I mean, I might have to change my updates from like video or phone calls to sort of like maybe a voice note or something because I don't know how it works out there, but I'm sure I'll find a way around it. But no, I'm looking forward to some sunshine. Makes you feel better, doesn't it? The sun just makes you feel better. I just think that's the thing with holidays for me is like, I think with the UK holiday, the one thing I wouldn't be okay with is the sun. I always feel like that makes you feel so much better. So much better. Sun on your skin. Mean, yeah. Like, again, I'm not huge on lying out in it or anything, but just being around it, even just more than normal for me is just, feels good.
Definitely for me, like being somewhere near the sea was sort of clearly big for me. I was just like, this is good. Like the sea, water.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, like this. Took Chloe.
But I don't really go in it though. I don't really go in it. But it's just,
it's
just like the air and like being there.
I forced my girlfriend to go in 3 times because I love swimming. Right, so I'm just like I'm gonna lounge around there, but obviously pissing cold. In old just Harlem Bay. It was beautiful, though. Lovely. I enjoyed floundering around in the salty water. Good. Lovely. Beach body ready, wasn't I, Dan? Definitely not. I was like as fat as I've been for a while. So, but loving every minute of it. That's all right. Am I not? All right.
Not,
larger?
Probably not. Probably not. You're probably not allowed to say any of that.
Heavier.
To be fair, nowadays.
I'm definitely heavier.
Denser, thicker.
Denser, especially when I put up a reel today of like lots of deadlifts, and then Chloe was like, "Some of these are old, aren't they?" I was like, "Thanks." I was like, you know, the wondrous thing about the iPhone is you literally just type in exercise or workout into your photos, and I've got about 2,000 videos of me working out, and I'm like,
easy. There you go.
I'm like, I would have filmed nearly everything once. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
Watch that. So I was like, scroll down. When did I do a sumo suitcase like deadlift thing? Oh, there it is. Okay, cool. That goes across. I've never wavered like crazily fat and crazily thin. So I think I'm still all right. So you can definitely tell the newer ones from the older ones though. I was also like the last one I was like deadlifting like 210, 220 kilos. So I was like, that was a long time ago. I'm definitely not that strong now. She was like, what? I was like, yeah. I was actually weighed about 82 kilos then as well because I was prepping for comp and I was pulling like 210, 220. She was like, I was like, yeah, I'd be fucking shit lean if I was down at 82 kilos right now. I'd be actually looking decent nick. I was like, it's a long way away though.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
I'm like, well, I've got another 5-6 years of training in me since then. Like, Jesus, I'm not reaching there anytime soon. Yeah, mate. All right. One thing I did want to cover before you have some protein bars, because I was away and totally forgot about ordering them. I was meant to. I'll order them post podcast now. And basically, there's no food in the house right now. Obviously, I'm dieting, but we decided to just delve into the cupboard. And as one does every now and again, and just picked out some tins that no matter, you can't ever remember buying, but there's always tins in your cupboard just for those rainy days. I don't know, because you have a child, maybe like Isabel likes some tinned food every now and again, but you're a rustic man. Laura definitely can only cook from tins, so that's probably why you haven't.
Yeah.
What is the best and worst tinned food that you can buy? There's a whole aisle dedicated to this in every supermarket, but it only led me to this because basically the two tin choices that I chose was like I was gonna have some tomato soup. You just have some normal like cream and tomato soup, Heinz, lovely job. But for some odd reason, I think it might have been like in one of the lockdowns, I bought a tinned Heinz macaroni cheese.
Oh, poor choice.
Fucking hell, it's disgusting. It was so bad. I didn't eat it at the end of it. I had one teaspoonful and was like, no, it was. And I think I like macaroni cheese. Every single time I'm disappointed and don't really like it. There's something about it. It's one of the most disappointing meals.
It's going to be really, really cheesy, but it's always a bit like
liquidy.
It's too liquidy.
That one was really liquidy, and I've had some ones that have not been so liquidy. And like, I'm always thinking there's going to be a nice like crust or like crumb on it, and like some bacon in it. And I'm like, it's just so shit. And it's annoying because like Chloe really likes it.
I assume because the Americans big it up so much that it's going to taste really good because they eat loads of really high calorie food, but it's not.
It's not good. Mac and cheese, unpopular opinion, is not good. But yeah, I think tinned to worst tin.
I mean, I think I'm going to just go with standard staple of
beans.
I mean, Heinz beans, but also mushy peas are good. Like they're the two that I think are pretty good.
I was sick of my mouth twice today. Who's that fucking mushy peas?
Mushy peas are good. Corned beef's good as well.
Corned beef. There you go. There's one of the right answers. Corned beef, surprisingly expensive.
It is, isn't it? Worst tin. I mean, does it have to be something that I've ever bought or I own or that I've seen?
I feel like it can be any of those, any of the above.
Because I mean, the ones that you see in a supermarket that like the full English breakfast in a tin.
Full English in a tin.
Just like
I've done that.
No. Just no. Like, who's buying that? Like, who's keeping that company in business? Who?
We've done that because we did it at uni. And we decided to buy like lots of random tins just to try it, like just because something you do at uni, don't study. And also there was is it Frey and Sons, the pie in a tin.
Frey Bentos. mate.
Yeah, fried bentos. Yeah,
I went for a phase at uni of those, and they're good. You
yeah.
can't say they're bad.
Pie in
They're
a
good.
tin. Yeah.
They're
Get a
good.
pie in a tin. They're like, what? You can get a pie in a tin? Yeah, it's great. But yeah, you can get like chili con carne in a tin. It's pretty weird, but it's all right. It's just like dog food. But yeah, it's not good. The full English in a tin, not a good thing.
No, it's not going to be, is it? And just spam in general. I think just spam. Just ugh. No.
See, I know a lot of people that like spam.
It's just that weird texture for me.
It's weird, isn't it? You're like, all right, just have some ham, not this reconstituted crap. But then corned beef is nice, so I don't know. That's also if
different.
you've never had like ox tongue, tastes exactly like ox tongue. People don't realise that. They're like, ooh, a tongue, like basically corned beef.
One of the best dishes that I used to make at uni.
Corned beef hash.
Oh, fucking brilliant.
Oh, corned beef,
baked beans, potato. Oh, you can't go wrong.
Corned beef hash. Like all the foreigners that listen to the show are going, "What the fuck is any of this shit?"
And I used to make corned beef hash, but I used to have it with like sandwich pickle or brown sauce. Like the small chunk Branston pickle. Yeah. Oh my god,
you're so northern.
So good.
Yeah.
So northern. So northern. Mate, so good there.
But yeah, I would go there. Like, yeah, I quite like the just baked beans sausages. I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, you see, they're a staple. I mean,
a staple, and
yeah.
Spaghetti hoops. I'm a bit like meh.
Nah, I never liked them as a kid. Never was that big on them at all. Isabel likes them, but I'm not bothered.
But yeah, I think we're about there. So if anybody, I'm gonna put a poll up. Fuck it, that'd be great. Or like some questions.
Corned beef. I can agree with corned beef. I 100%.
Best and worst tin. Corned beef, I'd go for best, 100%. Protein bars, Daniel.
Oh yes, well I have got Misfits again. So there we go. Always fun, isn't it? Misfits, vegan. It says vegan. It is vegan, yeah. Plant powered. Speculoos, which is of course Biscoff, but you can't say Biscoff because it's brand name. Speculoos is the flavor. Now
I had some amazing Biscoff ice cream on holiday.
Ooh.
Was beautiful with some sort of Cornish cream or whatever, the Cornish ice cream, like good. Kelly's stuff, and it was like
clotted cream,
lovely.
So per bar we have got 15 grams of protein, 11 grams of fiber, only 6 grams of carbs, and 9 grams of fat. So the Misfits was the last week was the very, very good white chocolate peanut, I believe, was the one that I would buy again. Will I buy this one again?
Oh yeah, you did your own kind of taste test on your Instagram, didn't you? You're missing doing a show so much. Dan had to do a protein bar review by himself, but didn't do it straight away. But I don't know if this is looking promising. He's not like gagging, so that's probably a good thing. But doesn't look like it's as good as the white chocolate.
Vegan protein bars have come on a very long way. They've come on a very long way.
Misfits.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's like 100% Biscoff. Like if you gave me that without telling me, I wouldn't know it was Biscoff. Yeah. But it's still nice. Do you know what I mean? It's still. I know it's got a bit of it, but I am very, very impressed. I'm actually going to buy some of these, like to actually eat. Like they've got a much nicer texture than the more whey proteiny bars. Do you know?
Yeah,
they just feel nicer. They feel nicer to eat.
They feel a little bit lighter, don't they? They're lighter and and not as chewy. And the protein.
They are going places. I'm telling you now, Misfits are going places.
They just tend to eat better. I feel all like nearly all the vegan stuff. It's crazy. I don't know why.
That is basically pea protein and soya protein nuggets is the protein source in it. Soya protein.
Soya nuggets, classic.
Soya flour. It's got soya flour in it as well.
That might be good. Yeah.
But mate, that's good. That is up there with a grenade bar. That is up there with a grenade bar. Easy.
Nice.
Easy. Calories 183. So although there is a little bit less protein in them, if they made them the same calorie amount, it'd probably be pretty much the same.
Yeah.
An extra 40 calories might push up to sort of maybe 18, 19.
I wonder why they haven't.
I think probably a cost thing. 45 grams serving. I wonder if it's just because of the Maybe it costs a bit more. Who knows? And then
Seems
we've got.
I feel like the golden ticket notch is normally just 20 grams, isn't it? No.
You'd have thought so, yeah. Then we've got Barebells Crunchy Fudge. I've had my eyes on this for a long, long time. My assumption is that it's going to be crunchy and fudgy. There you go.
Yeah.
It's got the little beads on it, like like the Grenade birthday cake one, like the little crunchy bead things. And disclaimer, I have had one of these the other day. The reason I'm eating it now is because I actually tried it before this got delivered, and then I remembered I ordered one, and possibly one of the worst protein bars I've ever
tried. So get ready for not a gagging sensation, but Dan's not impressed face.
Awful. Right. If I said to you crunchy fudge, you'd expect something crunchy in it. No. The little white bits on the outside, the little white bits. Crunch. Really? That's the crunch. There's no fudge in it. It tastes just bland. Just generic sweetness. No
weird,
crunch.
Isn't it? Like you'd think
boring taste.
If I'm sitting there doing taste tests of other stuff on the market, I'd get the Misfits bars out. If I do what we do, literally, I'd be like, all right, I'm going to go in protein pick mix, get all of them and be like, what is out there? And like, oh, right, this is good.
Doesn't even taste like fudge. But I thought this was going to be like the caramel crisp ones, the ones with the crispy, where they're a bit like almost like a PhD Smart Bar. Like I thought, they're going to have developed it, crunchy, fudgy. I was like, that can be really good. Honest to God, I was so disappointed. I had to finish it, but this one I'm not going to finish. Awful. One of the worst protein bars you can get. There you go. Wow. Barebells. What a fall from grace, because they used to be so good.
We used to be in conjunction with them. Jesus.
We did. That's why they've gone downhill since we left. There you go. But yeah, their caramel crisp and the chocolate crisp ones were much better than the normal Barebells. But that is the worst of all the. Like, I'd have the chocolate coconut one over that. Oh, that was bad.
Coconut vile, mate.
But,
so one good,
this
one bad.
Speculous, this Misfits, mate. I'm all over it.
Misfit bars. I will go on Protein Pick Mix and do the selection. We should probably post what we buy, then everybody else can buy them with us. They can taste along.
They can do it along with us. Yeah.
All right, mate. So today, probably by the title, I'm going to write this in, is the holiday episode, because obviously I went on holiday. Dan is not really going on holiday, but he'll switch off a little bit, walking around, and he did a staycation-y. But I think a lot of people will have gone on, come back from, is about to rip raw back into training, work, diets, and I think we'll just give a little lowdown on how we rediscover our nutrition, rediscover our training, and probably the thing I highlighted here is the first thing we're going to talk about is how and why we switch off. And I think it's definitely something that's come to more of a realization over the last 2 years, maybe 2-3 years, especially for me and you, mate. I guess it's a good thing because we do a fair amount of work, and you realize, you need the holiday and you need to cut yourself, especially in the personal training industry and our fitness industry, where there's still some barbaric people who think that we offer 24/7 service, which is madness. And yeah, well, I remember doing that post with the PT Collective, and there was people that were like, "What? Are you insane?" Yes, we do. Of course we do. I was like, "No, we don't. Like, are you insane?" Like, we teach people to pick stuff up and put it down again correctly, and then tell them not to eat food. Really, realistically, that's it. In layman's terms, as brutal as that sounds. But we need time to just literally to shut off, because I feel like we're in an industry where we serve, and it's never normally, hopefully, if you're a good trainer, it's never about you. It should always be about the people you serve. And I guess, and we're not going to put ourselves on pedestals like these people, but like doctors and nurses, it's always about their patients. For us, it should always be about our clients. But literally the time to shut off when nobody asks us of anything is precious. If there's any clients listening to this, then this is why I don't reply to anything whilst I'm on holiday, because literally it's not normally something I get asked. Like, I don't get asked if I want anything. It's normally a case of me doing something for somebody. Because that's why everybody will message us wanting something more than anything else, and advice from something. And therefore we need just kind of some white noise to shut that out. And please let us have that sometimes. So.
Yeah, I had to, I think I was the closest I've been to burnout earlier on this year. I think half of it's been self-employed. I think anyone who's self-employed, regardless of fitness or not, I think it has that heightened to a degree. And I think in fitness it's heightened to a degree. And I think combine the two together and it is heightened. I don't think fitness is unique in that sense. I think anyone who works for themselves or is self-employed has a similar attitude to it. But yeah, I was as close as I've ever been. I don't know if many people would know or recognize maybe that. I don't know. I recognized it after speaking to a few people, and I read a few books, and I took a bit of time out to kind of make sure that I did that. And it's a couple of them really helped in particular, but more so was, again, like my mentor, right? That's the biggest influence usually. And he just said, buy a different phone. He's like, get a second phone, turn off your work phone when you're not contactable, and enjoy your fucking life. Like that, literally said something like that. And I was like, do you know what? Like, there gets a certain point where you go, actually, why am I doing this if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing as well? And it's twofold though. It's not only to switch off. It's actually that in our line of work, we encourage people to take deloads, to take all this sort of stuff because it's a stress to the body. And you allow yourself to recover, you allow yourself to think more clearly, all these sorts of things. And like, we just don't take our own advice when it comes to work. And the reality is we need those times, those days, those evenings, those weekends to switch off, to allow our minds to be creative, to help people in a better way and turn up in a better mood and have better conversations and see things so we don't miss things and all this sort of stuff. And I think it's something that I've learned the hard way, but also I believe that you have to go through it to understand that that's what's needed. Like, I don't think anyone listening to this who's 23 as a PT doing 100 hours a month, 120 hours a month would go, they'd be like, oh, it's fine. I don't care. I'm all right. I'm like, yeah, you probably are. You probably are right now. But as you become older, you have more responsibilities, you have more interests, you have more important, dare I say, responsibilities. You soon realize you can't carry on that way. And you soon realize that your energy levels are finite, your attention span, all that sort of stuff is finite. But I noticed it more in, not even in my work in terms of like my client stuff, it was more everything else. It was, I wasn't very creative. I was getting really wound up about work really, really easily. I was comparing myself to other people. I was looking at what other people were doing more than I was looking at what I was doing. And it was all just because I was doing too much. I was doing too much and I wasn't focused. There's this whole thing in when you're self-employed of working in your business or working on your business. And if you spend all the time working in your business, like day to day, replying to clients, doing sessions, and no time stepping back and having an overlook of where you are now, where you want to be in 6 months, 12 months, where your weak links are, where you need to do CPD, all these things, you'll never actually grow. And part of the working on your business is taking time off and allowing your body and mind to kind of rest and recover. And I've had a few clients who've been through similar things over the last 18 months. A couple of them quit their jobs because they were getting to that point where even employed roles now are becoming a lot more demanding of people and their time and stuff. And I think one of the beauties of being self-employed is you can decide to do that and take that time. And my mentor said to me, he said, you will become a better coach for this. You won't, it doesn't feel like it right now in the first week, there's 2 weeks or a month. He said, but once you, because one of the things for me was, he's like, turn your work phone off, you'll be fine. And he said, once you spend the day with that phone off and you turn it back on again, let's say on a Saturday, I turn it on once at 10 o'clock in the morning and once at say 7 p.m. Or even not even that. He said, if the next day, 10 a.m. on Sunday, you turn it back on and you get no messages from your clients, you soon realize that you're putting the pressure on yourself to be accessible. You don't need to be, like, they're not bothered. Or if you do get a message, it's not that important. You can answer it on Sunday. It's not a huge problem. And he said, the more times you do that, the more times you realize that there's a much higher percentage of time you're not needed than you are. Like we put the pressure on ourselves to be like, oh, I better take my phone just in case. In case what? Like in case what? Someone eats a piece of chocolate. What are they going to do? Ring you? No, they're not. Like who cares? The same with trainers. It's like you should set your clients up well enough to know that if you haven't got this bit of equipment available in the gym, use that bit. Like it's not the end of the fucking world if they miss an exercise one day. Like it's not. And I think sometimes we put the pressure on ourselves to be so accessible. And it's one of those where if you don't set boundaries for clients, how do they know whether that's allowed or not, or whether you're happy with it or not? And I think that's the biggest thing for me is I've learned to now set those boundaries and make sure that I actually apply them properly. And I've noticed straight away an increase in my productivity, my creativity, my just desire to, I suppose, do more content. It was more that side of stuff, the more business. Client stuff's fine. Like those days you zone in, you're cool. You're good. It's more the other stuff. And it's like, could I be bothered to go on my stories today? Could I be bothered to post something? Could I be bothered to try and help someone with content, emails, podcasts, all these sorts of things? And actually, it's funny how when you take that rest, you do become more creative. That side of your brain switches back on again, almost. And that, like we talked about before, it's part of the reason for golf, right? It's part of the thing for me. It was like, yes, it meant me and you could see each other more. Yes, it meant that I could pick up a sport and not play for a long time. But actually, it's as much of getting away and being inaccessible. That is actually one of the draws that brought me towards that as a sport. A little bit less pressure as well. Like I say with cricket and other sports, it can be a bit fucking intense sometimes if you play at half decent level. Whereas golf, it's all down to you and you can kind of relax with it. Which is why I've started playing golf. There you go.
It's probably one of the biggest releases for me. It always has been. Like, yeah, going and playing, because it's just that one bit. It's just like one place that I can run away out the city as well, and just be like, all right,
there's definitely something about the nature as well. Like for me, it was like 4 hours of just not even thinking about work, about anything.
Yeah, it's great.
You're even not surrounded by anything that reminds you of it.
And you don't even have to talk about anything else. It's because you're normally talking a bit about what you're doing. Like, I'm going to play this shot. I'm going to try and do this. Oh, how did that feel when you did that? And all that kind of. It's very golf talk as well. Like, yeah. So that's what tends to happen to me. But that's the release. So just making sure that trainers are aware more than anything else. And if there's any clients that listen, it's like, yeah, your trainer probably doesn't need. If they're younger, they're probably burning at both ends and trying to do it. But there will be a time. And I think, the older and more experience that you get, that you're going to have to make that time and realize that you shouldn't be contactable 24/7 all the time. And because I think so for you, like it's a case of what's the most common thing that people will contact you outside of hours for, like clients?
Honestly, I would say 2/3 of it is fucking trying to send me a joke or send me something funny they've seen on Instagram or social media, like genuinely. But then like my mentor was saying, he's like, yeah, but that's still work because it's still their name. You still reply. It's still that part of your brain is still going. And I would say the other third is literally usually if they're at the gym at 7 o'clock at night, oh, this machine's broken. What should I use instead or whatever? Something like that. I filled in my training assessment form for you. Stuff that just doesn't need a response usually. Like it's usually that sort of stuff. Like I don't get any really stressed out messages. Most of the time, that sort of stuff goes on in check-ins or on phone calls, really, which is down to me and my time.
Because obviously the ones that I get is trying to obviously shift sessions. It will be like the night before, and they're trying to move them or stuff like that. And I'm pretty strict. Because I'm like, no, that's the schedule for my week. Like that's already in my diary. Yeah. Like I will only move like you. And it sounds like really blunt because I know there's some trainers. I literally heard it today. He was like at the end of the lad Ian missed this. He was like, I'm here to serve you. So whatever times you can do. And I'm like, 100% no. 100% no. No, I that's a guaranteed way to burn out and be walked all over. I was like, no. These are the times I can do. These are the times we'd already agreed to. So therefore, they were fine a week ago. So why they're not? If it's exceptional, I might move it. But I get.
That was our first thing, wasn't it? That was our first thing when we started. It was get as busy as possible because we were young, busy as possible. And after that, it was these are times I don't want to work. So correct, I don't work these times. If you want a session now, we're going to have to do a different time. And it was like one of those where we knew we might lose 10 hours a week of PT. if they all left. But actually what happened was 8 of the hours got moved to a better time. And 2 weeks later, the other 2 were like, actually, yeah, I can do that time now. Fine. Cool,
Yeah.
easy.
Shock.
And it was like, you're the one with the skills. You're the one with the skill set that they want.
To you. Yeah.
So you can decide what you want to do. Like I do it in my check-ins. I do my check-ins when I want to do my check-ins. So I do them on a Wednesday and a Thursday. Now there's 2 reasons for that, and reasons I do those on a Wednesday, Thursday. Number one is it stops this whole starting again on Monday mentality. Like a lot of PTs I see do this. Yeah, check in on Sunday, and then we'll check in on Monday or whatever. And I'm like, that just reinforces the whole we start on Mondays all the time. Like everything starts on Mondays.
Yeah.
So I was like, whereas my clients go into the weekends with a plan of action because it's like Wednesday or Thursday that they get a plan and go, right, this is what happens at the weekend, so we're going to deal with it. But the other thing is for me, it's for actually so that I can then chill out a bit more. So if I want to go somewhere on a Friday, I can go for a long weekend or a Monday or whatever. But actually what happens is we do business stuff. So we start our week doing more, where's the business at, what we focused on, lots of meetings on Monday, Tuesday's content day, Wednesday, Thursday client stuff, and then Friday's a free day, which I can fill with whatever I kind of want. But it's because I want to do it on those days. There's the days that I feel work best for me, work best for my clients, that sort of stuff. But I could move them. If I move them to Monday or Tuesday, if I wanted to, then they get moved. Do you know, it's not like, oh, well, whatever works for you. It's like, no, like they're the times that I check in now. Simple as that. Like, and PTs need to definitely be stronger with that. Like we used to hate doing evenings. I remember I used to be always in first thing in the morning. You can get me there all day long. I'm cool with that. Get everything done. If I can get 8 sessions done by 2 p.m, sold. Every day. And whereas a lot of PTs didn't think like that. They were just like, how many can I fit in a month? And I'm like, I was a guy, I was always happy to do 80 or 90 in the hours that I wanted to do them than do 110, 120 on hours I didn't. Keep your extra 30 hours, mate. Not bothered. I want to be home by 3 o'clock. Thank you. It's that simple, that as a PT, I think. And it baffles, well, I say it baffles me, it doesn't. I understand people do it, but we used to create blocks, didn't we? We used to be like, they're the block. We used to get 3 back-to-back, hour off, 3 back-to-back, hour off. And that was like, and then maybe 1 or 2. That was like the golden thing. It's like, you don't put people randomly everywhere. You put them back-to-back, like 3, 4 back-to-back, bang, 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 bang. Like that's what you do. But some people don't do that. You know, they go, oh, when can you do? 6:15. Don't do 1/4. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, I don't like even doing like, 1/2. If I'm really honest, like I'm like, no, on the hour, please. I prefer that. It fits nicely into my calendar. Like,
yeah, I just think as you get older and more experienced, you just couldn't demand that a little bit more. You command that respect, or you command that ability to do it. But the quicker you get it and realize it's not actually about age, it's actually about authority and how much you know and skill set, than it is about how old you are. Then
I reckon that's why probably I don't know. It'd be an interesting thing if a young trainer would shadow one of my sessions. They'd be like, "You're really mean to your clients." I'm like, "Yep." You're really sarcastic. Correct. Yeah. They ask stupid questions. Yeah. So why should I not be? Yeah. No. I feel like I should.
Do you know what?
I should do like a little
your
video.
Best clients.
Like Ben Bruno with Chelsea Handler, because I've got some clients that like that.
Oh yeah, you should 100%. That'd be brilliant. He's so good. But also as well, I find that the clients that are your best clients, the ones that you enjoy working with the most, the ones that fit your niche or whatever, are the ones that actually never take the piss. They never do. They're always on time. They always do everything perfectly. It's always the ones that you kind of a bit like, oh, should I have taken them on? Or you're always a bit. You have that first initial call or your first session or meeting, and you kind of go, okay, cool, yeah. And then within 3 sessions or 3 weeks, you're like, okay, shouldn't have done that.
This is
like
tough.
You just know, like it's like, yeah, every week check-ins are late. Every week that there's outside of hours stuff that are like just irrelevant things that you don't need to know, and all these sorts of things that crop up. And it's just funny how when I look at my client list anyway, like all the ones like that I'm looking at and going perfect client, they're the ones that whenever I say I'm going on holiday, they're like, have a great time, I won't message you, don't need you, have an amazing time, brilliant. And it's the ones that you probably shouldn't have said yes to, and the ones you're like, oh, I'm not sure, whatever. Referrals as well, always one of the worst ones. They're the ones that message you when you're away. They're the ones that,
I
every
get
time.
the whole that I'm like, oh, just FYI, I'm going away in 2 weeks. I'll get the what? Why? I'm like, well, you've been away loads, so I need to go away. Oh, but I'm not going away then. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
You've got your
Yeah.
training program. I'm like, I can set you up another coach. Absolutely fine. Oh, okay. I'm like, thanks for that. Yeah, lovely. That bugs me.
And it's hard. It's hard not being a coach because I think there's an assumption it's a two-way relationship. Again, all my best clients, it's a good relationship, and they do go, you like some of my clients, even on check-ins, they say to me, "How are you? How are you doing? You good?" Like, how? Because like we do it same back and forth, and they want to know about how I am, how work's going, how business is, because they're actually intrigued by the behind the scenes element to some of the stuff, which is great, and it's really nice to have that. Or they'll text you that, or they'll on Instagram. They always having good chats and stuff and good banter and things. It's just it's just funny when you just know those ones that message you when you're on holiday. You can bet I know who it's going to be when I look at my list. I know when I go away next week, and I'm like, if I said to my clients that I'm going to Dubai in 2 weeks' time for a week, I'm still available. We can still do check-ins. However, if you really don't feel like you need to check in, then you don't. It's fine, like kind of thing. You can bet your bottom dollar that I know which ones won't and which ones will, like 100%, pretty much guaranteed. Like it's just that thing of you just know, like. You can read these people, a mile away, I think, with that sort of stuff, and it just fascinates me how it's the same in PT and it's the same in all these things. But they're also the first people in their own business to be like, well, I want a holiday, I deserve a holiday, or they set their own boundaries really, really well. But then they moan when you do. It's like, what? Like, hang on, this doesn't work. Like, remember, I used to have that one guy when I was PT in Third Space. Every session would be 15 minutes late, and I mean every session. Used to come running in 50, and I just to look at him and just be like, so disrespectful. Like, if this was one of your meetings at your bank or whatever you were working at, you wouldn't stand for this. Just that's the thing that used to annoy me, really annoy me.
Lateness is absolute pet peeve. Mine. It's just like, it's zero excuse considering you've agreed a time. Right?
Yeah.
Don't care what happened. No. Get a commitment. Commitment to a person. That's the whole point. That's insane. Yeah. I'd be like, there's one trainer who's always like half an hour to 35 minutes late to an hour session. I'm like, what's the point? I'd be like, no, cut off is a half an hour. I'm not doing it now. Like, sorry. Like, there's
why do you bother booking it in? Don't bother having a trainer. Like, baffling to me, but
it's insane. But anyway, we went up a little bit off topic, but how we restructure diets and how we restructure training. So obviously I started a new training plan, all the bells and whistles today. I didn't. I want to lift heavy for a little bit. So I'm just doing some like 4s and 4s. So I went I did like a random section of a training plan, and it's going to be a bit of a random week, just working out what exercises I think are weak as piss, what I can blend together, what seems to fit well in the gym at the moment. There's a bit of restructuring. That's how I gauge my first week back, especially because I feel like it's a great port of call to change kind of direction. So change like what you have been doing. So I had been doing a little bit more ESD, like energy system stuff, a little bit more how Dan is training. So I'm going to go back in and change that focus. So I'm not going to go power. I'm doing a bit of power into strength, basically, is what I'm doing. I'm blending those. I still will tick over with ESD, but it won't be a focus. How I tend to write things, I'll be like, what are my improvements? What are slight improvements? And what do I want to maintain? Is how I set it up. And I'm like, I want big improvements in strength. I want small improvements in power. I want to maintain size and basically ESD. So that's how I categorize how much my rep ranges sit. And when I'm programming that, so I'll be like, all right, I need more strength stuff because that's my main improvement. Then I need secondary will be power stuff. So that's going to be, I'll have a little bit less of that. And then I need to maintain. So I'll be having like one hypertrophy set or something like that. And I'm blending it through the week. 3 lifting sessions, 1 to 2 ESD, cardio based static, listen to podcast sessions because boring, but has to happen. Keep the heart healthy, Daniel. But yeah, and also I've started my diet, probably Dan's because I've eaten everything, and I drank every single day I was away. Oh yeah, put it back. But that doesn't mean I drank loads. A good few of the nights, I just have a glass of wine with dinner. To me, that's drinking. Shot. People are like, that's not drinking. Like, yeah, I had a drink. I have one glass of wine with dinner. That's drinking to me. So yeah, a few of the nights, obviously, just that. Then moved on from that. They were really confused actually the first night we were there because neither me or Chloe drunk. I think we'd have been out the day before, and we were just like, yeah, just Diet Coke and water. We're like, what? Yeah, no wine. No, you're fine.
It really annoys me that that's not like that's the kind of perception of it. I find it so
they were
hard.
like, oh, do you not any wine? No drink. I was like, yeah, I just ordered Diet Coke. You sure? Yeah, I think. We're good. Just water. We're good with the water. That's absolutely fine. It comes across as cheap on anything else. And you're like,
yeah,
I don't give a shit. I buy all the Diet Coke for all I care. I don't know. Give me your fancy bottle.
I don't. It's a pet hate of mine. That obviously I get it a lot.
Yeah.
And when someone go, I just say, oh, Diet Coke. Think, oh, just a Diet Coke. Do we just a Diet? No, it's just what I want. And it's like, oh, it's almost like, oh, I feel sorry for you. It's like, no, don't. Like, I'm doing better than you because you're having alcohol. I'm fine. I'm gonna be healthier for it. And people always think that. They always go, what is it? Because of your fitness stuff. No, I just don't like the taste of it, so I don't drink it. Would you drink piss in a cup? No, that's what it tastes like to me. So I'm not going to drink it.
So I'm not. I love alcohol. Absolutely fine. Love wine. Big wine drinker. But there will be. I get to a night. I can't do it all the time, but obviously I can. But probably 5 out of the 6 days I was away, I did drink. I was just like, but it wasn't excessively. I'm not like, let's get pissed and not enjoy the next day. I'm not big with that, but I can do that. But yeah, setting up your diet, Dan. What should I be doing? First day back.
800 calories straight off the bat. What you should be doing is probably eating some You should probably be eating some vegetables and eating some protein, Tom. That's probably the main.
We ate a lot of veg. We're at some good restaurants, my friend. So we ate a lot of vegetables. So we're absolutely fine for that. We ate a lot of oysters. Probably saw from Instagram, which I think did not do too well for my tummy.
No.
Or they came through pretty rapidly. So yeah, I've set myself up between 2.2 and 2.5 on my calories at the moment, and I'm just going to track some calories for, like you say, for a week and see where I'm at. And then probably I'm quite similar to you. We'll eat very similar foods.
That's what I'd do if it was you. I'd be saying track your foods for a week, see where you're at. Eat the same foods, same meals for breakfast, lunch that you enjoy, and then dinners vary a little bit. Like, that's what I do. Like, it's so fucking basic. And people just don't like doing that. And this is the whole thing about meal plans and stuff, which I hate, is that when someone gives you one that you don't want to do, but I want to do this one. So I'm fine with it. I'm fine with eating yogurt and fruit and then chicken and potato Monday through Friday every day. I'm cool with that. I've chosen to do that. There's a big difference. And I think one of the biggest things that I always say to people, I'm actually going to do a video on this at some point soon, is I actually think that we've gone too far with snacking. Like, when did it become like socially unacceptable to just have 3 big meals a day? Like, everyone's obsessed with snacking. Everyone. Oh, I've got to have a snack. What are you going to have for your snack? What are you going to have for your mid-morning snack or your mid-afternoon snack? Or where's your snack coming in? I'm like, why don't you just have bigger breakfast, bigger lunch, bigger dinner? You might feel fuller for longer. You might actually enjoy the meal because it's got more calories in it. But people try and do this 300-calorie meal, then they can have a 200-calorie snack, 300-calorie lunch. No wonder you're always hungry. You're never full. Like, whereas after eating that chicken and potatoes, bearing in mind the potatoes is 350 grams of potatoes, I feel pretty full after eating all that. It lasts me from 2 o'clock till dinner at 6:30, 7 comfortably. People have lost this perception of you can just have 3 or 4 big meals a day. 4 if you want to get your optimal protein in. But again, most people, 3 big meals and a protein shake, you're going to be fine. 40 grams of protein each meal, not a problem. I really think that the world has gone too far, and it comes from the whole, oh, can't be hungry, like, oh, a little bit hungry, that's bad for you. Oh, no. Like, no, you can be hungry, like, you're fine. But
Absolutely
people
fine.
then don't eat big meals. They don't like feeling full for some reason. And again, I think it's because they think that eating a lot is bad for you. That's what I would always say to people. I would say, cut out your snacking. I'd eat bigger meals, cut out your snacking. You might just find you eat better quality foods, because most snacks, again, processed, all that sort of stuff. It's just easier. I think it's easier just to be someone who says, I don't snack. Have that mindset of, I don't snack. I just eat meals.
Do that when you come
Don't have
back.
to worry about snacks.
Boom.
Easy.
Yeah. So I'm just going to be not snacking, apparently.
Yeah,
24.
don't dare snack now.
Yeah, I tend to have, I'm the same as Dan, as like yogurts, but obviously I'm probably out the door a little bit early, so I have like a little protein pouchy yogurt, a coffee, and then I'll come back. Like my mid-morning is actual breakfast, I guess. Then I'll quite happily have two yogurts. Madness. I'll go have some yogurt again, and then whatever I'm having for. I haven't decided. We do need to hit the shops, but our box have got delivered, so I'm definitely having courgettes and some like kale and stuff like that. So, which is always good. That's the good thing about Oddbox. You never know what veg you're having. So,
Got a nice Oddbox, have you?
Oddbox, great idea. Yeah,
okay.
And we'll see what's going on with that. So I'm just probably it's going to be a lot of chicken, a lot of that stuff. Yeah, one of the biggest things I do though is I switch straight to black coffee, and liquid calories are absolutely out the door. Even
Always
so
done
much so that the Pret lady was so confused today, because I'd normally order a flat white, and she was like, flat white? I was like, no, black. She's like, what's going on? Insane.
She knew you were dieting at that point.
At that point, she knew. I'm dieting, so can't have those extra 100 cows there. If I have 2 of them, 200 cows. I can have a little snack. I had some Monster Munch today, so that instead. Lovely Monster Munch. Best, the last thing of the podcast. Best Monster Munch flavor.
Ooh. I used to like they said it was hot, but it wasn't hot, was it? Like
flaming hot or whatever it is.
Flaming hot, but it wasn't flaming hot. It was just flaming, I suppose.
Because I think the 3 standard ones are like, is it beef? Is it a beef one? And then,
beef's good, yeah.
And then a flaming hot, and then a pickled onion.
I was never a huge fan of pickled onion.
Oh, you're insane. Pickled onion is the correct answer. And on that bombshell, any other business?
Not from me, no.
No, not from me really. Obviously, Dan has his sister project with Mike, and as you've seen, the PT Collective podcast is now up.
Yeah, you launched yours. I saw that as well.
We relaunched, I believe. There's actually an episode with you on it, isn't there? But not me. And but me and Lukey have relaunched. Annoyingly, this podcast with Dan is the fun podcast I have to do, and this probably one is more serious for you compared to the Mike's one.
Yeah.
Whereas this is the more fun one, and the one with Luke for me is a lot more business. So if you want like actual content and advice, because that's what it's geared for, and serious chat about, I think, the 7 core components of fitness and business, yeah, go listen to it. So
you
Spotify,
and Luke will still make it fun. You'll still make it fun.
We still talk shit basically, but yeah. Just the audio quality obviously is crisp as fuck, because Luke is a massive audio snob, and he had a go at me about Dan's audio. So yeah.
What have I got to change? What do I need to change? Ask him what I need to change.
Ask him, mate. You're friends with him. He said your audio was a little bit too crisp. Too
crisp.
Too stop-starty. It wasn't in the flow. So yeah.
Wow. Blame Jabra. Do you know, it's just a little microphone that I've got here. It's not doing anything to it.
Yeah, because he gave me his massive XLR or whatever it is, and I was like this huge thing in front of my face. All right.
I have often
We'll do it
considered
this way.
getting one of the proper ones, you know, because I've got something here to attach it to with a little, you know, a little thing on it, so you don't say your puzz and your
Buffer, or yeah, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've thought about it, but I was like, is it
also
really
going to be
that important?
interesting as well. So Luke wants to do whenever I'm doing it with him, because we will have guests on and stuff like that. It's always going to be in person. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Better. They are better. Like when we came to do it, it definitely worked very, very well.
Yeah. I feel like we've covered it well though. I think it's not as bad as what people assume to be like just doing it over like Zoom and stuff like that. But yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. All right, yeah, go listen to that. Subscribe to what is yours called?
Biceps and Banter Radio.
There you go.
Original.
As is the PT Collective podcast or the Personal Trainer Collective podcast. I'm not too sure. Type in that somewhere. It'll come up. Probably put it on the bio and stuff in there. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See you later.